PARO, a baby harp seal, is a neurological, therapeutic, medical device that is used to enhance communication, socialization, and emotional connection for people living with dementia, post-traumatic stress disorder, cancer, brain injuries, psychosocial disabilities, and those receiving palliative care. He is also intended to provide mental services to users by eliciting positive mental effects, such as pleasure and relaxation. Technology is changing our lives, fusing our physical world and digital world together. Unimaginable smart machines now perform tasks that were once done only by human hands. Robotic devices intertwine with every aspect of our lives. In the home, making lives easier; in the workplace, doing jobs more efficiently; in the military, saving lives; and in our schools, changing the way we learn. Technology is also helping to extend the human lifespan, with people living longer than ever imagined. Every year, 78,000 people celebrate their 100th birthday. Living to 100 years old is something to be celebrated, but there are risk factors associated with aging. 1 out of every 2 people over the age of 85 will be diagnosed with some form of dementia, 44 million people worldwide. This number is likely to rise to 81 million people worldwide by the year 2040. As healthcare providers, our primary goal should be to ensure that every person, regardless of their illness or disease, be provided with opportunities to experience a quality of life that is satisfying and fulfilling, a life worth living. This is a typical day in a nursing home in Japan. Boredom, loneliness, and despair result from an empty environment that is void of any sensory stimulation. Dr. Takanori Shibata, a researcher and an electronic and mechanical engineer at Japan's National Institute of Advanced Industrial Science and Technology, witnessed this barren environment. In 1993, he was inspired to build a robot that would decrease a person's social isolation, relieve boredom and loneliness, and help stimulate conversation between people. In the field of robotic technology, there are many categories. There are AR, assistive robots that assist people with physical disabilities. There are SIR, socially interactive robots, whose main function is some form of human interaction, and SAR, socially assistive robot that provides assistance to human users through social interaction. PARO, designed to support therapeutic interventions for the stimulation of social and emotional communication for individuals with dementia, is classified as a SAR, or socially assistive robot. Research stated that animals or pets could lower blood pressure, heart rate, reduce muscle stiffness, reduce anxiety and stress, decrease loneliness and isolation, and increase the quality of one's life. Having live animals 24 hours a day in a healthcare facility is not always feasible. The concerns range from fear of people having allergic reactions, risk of people being bitten, and the ability to maintain the general upkeep of animals, such as feeding, walking, and visits to the veterinarian. In 1998, Dr. Shibata developed his first animal prototypes. He wanted something that was small enough to hold in one's lap, something soft and cuddly. He developed a dog, cat, and a seal robot. He noticed when the prototypes were animals that people were familiar with, people engaged well at first, but then realized that in comparison to a real dog or cat, the mechanical animal was disappointing. However, as people did not know details of a seal, They did not compare the seal robot with a real one and accepted it well. So Dr. Shibata began his research and journeyed to the Sea of St. Lawrence Gulf in northeast Canada. This is where harp seals give birth to their pups, the last 10 days in February until the first 2 weeks of March. He observed their movements, recorded their cries, and began to envision his first robotic seal that would imitate the real seal pup. The design needed to be lifelike. It needed to move, interact, and respond. Designing and constructing PARO took time and effort to get him just perfect. Weighing in at 5 pounds, someone holding him would experience a sensation similar to holding an infant or a live animal. It was given the name PARO, which stood for P-A, personal, and R-O for robot. PARO. PARO is equipped with several kinds of sensors and actuators. The 5 primary sensors: sight, light sensor, enabling PARO to sense daylight or darkness; audition, sound. This determines the sound source, direction, and speech recognition, with 3 microphones planted inside. There are posture, temperature, and tactile sensors. PARO is also equipped with 7 actuators for movement that are silent and can cope with strong force by an interacting human. 2 for the upper and lower eyelids, independent of one another. There are 2 moving parts in the neck, giving him vertical and horizontal movement. He has movement in his front flippers and in his back paddles. What else can this amazing seal robot do? He can learn to respond to any name you decide to call him.
Hi, PARO. Hi there.
Recognize words for greeting and praise.
How's my big baby today?
And he can feel when he is being stroked and sense when he is being held. But what makes PARO so lifelike is that he responds as if he has emotions through his movements and sounds. Is he surprised, sleepy, happy, content? PARO has the ability to change his cries and the way he responds based on the user's preferences. Another positive feature that PARO gives the user is the tactile experience, not only by his weight but also by his fur. His fur is soft to touch yet quite durable. This artificial fur is made of an antimicrobial, odor-preventing fiber that is durable, safe, and prevents microbes from forming on the fiber surface. The combination of these features provides the robot with the ability to react to sudden stimulation, called reactive behavior. In robot therapy, the physical interaction between a human and PARO is a key biofeedback mechanism to stimulate brain activities of the human. At the turn of the century, in the year 2000, PARO was introduced into a Japanese nursing home, and staff was educated about this sophisticated robot, and residents were to be observed while interacting with him. Changes in residents' behaviors occurred almost immediately. People were engaged, laughing, smiling, talking, and singing. Spontaneous activities were happening while they brushed and cleaned PARO, sharing their excitement and joy and affection. People were connecting to the basic core elements of humanness. He gave people something to care about, to feel, to love, and give affection to. Emotional connections were being ignited through these interactions with a baby harp seal, and bringing people together. PARO became one of the highlights in a person's day. He was changing the boredom and loneliness to engagement and conversation. The social isolation Dr. Shibata had witnessed before had changed. What Dr. Shibata had set out to do was now becoming a reality. And slowly, small scientific evaluations began to be recorded. Today, a $1 million grant is underway to evaluate PARO's effect through a randomized controlled study in Australia. In the U.S., the first randomized controlled study was conducted by Dr. Sandra Peterson, an associate professor at the University of Texas at Tyler. The Peterson study found that the robotic seal, PARO, reduced patient symptoms, resulting in a 30% overall decrease in the amount of medications needed to control anxiety. The calming effect of the seal also lasted almost 2 hours longer than the effect of many drugs commonly used for patients with dementia. PARO's start began in Japan, but he is being used in healthcare facilities all over the world: Australia, New Zealand, Germany, France, Italy, Denmark, and the United States.
Jeg har sådan tænkt nogle gange på den der berøringsdimension. At det kunne have betydning af noget. En af grundene til, at den virker, det er den der kontakt, de har med det bløde, med det rare. Altså at de berører og giver. Altså de får så meget, fordi de er hjælpeafhængige. Ikke? De skal have hjælp til det ene og det andet og det tredje. Her kan de give noget og berøre. Ja. At det er noget af det sidste, der så er tilbage, at de kan give ud af omsorgsgen.
Ja, og så også fordi den reagerer på den måde, den gør, når det ikke, altså de sidder der, de får et respons.
Ja. Vi taler så tit til en fornuft og til en logik og måske til noget hukommelse, som de ikke har evner til at spille med omkring, at berøringen og bevægelsen er en vigtig del af succesen på PARO.
Altså hænderne kører, sidder heller ikke stille på dem, når de får den skid, eller altså, de er virkelig bevæget hele tiden, ikke?
Ja.
Og igen og igen.
Jeg tror, at der er meget hukommelse gemt her. Både i at være den, der rører, og i at modtage berøring. Jeg tror, der er meget, man kan kalde på ved at bruge den type kommunikation, eller den type interaktion.
No matter where PARO travels in the world today, he facilitates conversation. He responds to each person in an individualized way. He accepts the person as they are, and he awakens one's own nurturing qualities as he gives people a sense of self-identity and purpose. PARO helps to facilitate human emotional connections. All of this advanced technology, inside and outside, explains why PARO received the Guinness World Record for being the most therapeutic robot. A therapeutic robot that is making a difference in nursing homes, hospitals, adult daycare centers, and in home care all over the world. In the United States, the Federal Drug Administration, or FDA, has approved PARO as a Class II neurological biofeedback medical device. In order to appreciate the positive effect PARO can have on the individual with dementia, we need to take a moment to discuss the impact that dementia has on a person's quality of life. Alzheimer's disease is the most common form of dementia.
Alzheimer's is a slow, fatal disease of the brain affecting 1 in 10 people over the age of 65. No one is immune. The disease comes on gradually as 2 abnormal protein fragments called plaques and tangles accumulate in the brain and kill brain cells. They start here in the hippocampus, the part of the brain where memories are first formed. Over many years' time, the plaques and tangles slowly destroy the hippocampus, and it becomes harder and harder to form new memories. Simple recollections from a few hours or days ago that the rest of us might take for granted are just not there. After that, more plaques and tangles spread into different regions of the brain, killing cells and compromising function wherever they go. This spreading around is what causes the different stages of Alzheimer's. From the hippocampus, the disease spreads here to the region of the brain where language is processed. When that happens, it gets tougher and tougher to find the right word. Next, the disease creeps toward the front of the brain, where logical thought takes place. Very gradually, a person begins to lose the ability to solve problems, grasp concepts, and make plans. Next, the plaques and tangles invade the part of the brain where emotions are regulated. When this happens, the patient gradually loses control over moods and feelings. After that, the disease moves to where the brain makes sense of things it sees, hears, and smells. In this stage, Alzheimer's wreaks havoc on a person's senses and can spark hallucinations. Eventually, the plaques and tangles erase a person's oldest and most precious memories, which are stored here in the back of the brain. Near the end, the disease compromises a person's balance and coordination, and in the very last stage, it destroys the part of the brain that regulates breathing and the heart. The progression from mild forgetting to death is slow and steady, and takes place over an average of 8 to 10 years. It is relentless and, for now, incurable.
Even though this disease causes neurological impairments that affect many aspects of a person's life, we know that at the core of every human being there are some basic needs, such as the need to love and be loved, the need to be respected and understood, and the need to be emotionally connected with others. Those core needs stay present throughout the course of this illness. We must always remember that a person with dementia is a person first who has a disease. The disease makes it difficult for the person to connect to life and to initiate connections with others. It's our job as healthcare professionals to provide experiences for those in our care which allow that emotional connection and expression to take place both verbally and non-verbally.
So if you could just give me a little bit of information about Dorothy. You say that at times she gets agitated and baby dolls help to calm her. How did you find the interaction with PARO?
Definitely. She actually was having a bit of a rough morning and, being a little anxious and irritable. And I think I saw a huge change when she came down and was just very positively receptive. I think it was very interesting that she was able to find words to say to PARO, "Don't cry." As you could see, she's verbal, but it's just jumbled speech, and it's nothing that's really ever too coherent a majority of the time. But the fact that she did find some words that were appropriate in the moment to say when she heard the sound, "Don't cry." I think that's a remarkable thing. But I think now, something like PARO has altered her day in a positive way. So it started off as a bit of an agitated, irritable day. She now left here with a very positive experience and a very smiling and in a positive mood evening. So I think that was really a great thing.
Is it really a doggy? It's a little guy. Hey, a real snooky. Not too heavy, but it's a beauty. You're a beauty, you're a beauty, you're a beauty.
Emotional connections are what make us human. The technology we are going to discuss is not meant to replace human contact, but rather to be used as a conduit through which social interaction between one human being and another is enhanced. In the following clips, you will see both healthcare professionals and volunteers trained in robotic therapy integrate PARO into their memory care units, also called memory care neighborhoods. PARO can be used for activities that simply bring people together for joy and pleasure, or he can be used for therapeutic interventions which are goal-specific. Which activities are most meaningful for people with dementia living in long-term care facilities? Meaningful engagements are activities that bring pleasure, joy, and meaning to an individual in a personalized way. This is part of what we call person-centered care. Unfortunately, research shows that on average, less than 13% of waking hours on a dementia care unit are spent in any engaged activity. Integrating PARO into a memory care neighborhood means that PARO lives there and he is part of the environment and part of the culture. PARO can be used spontaneously, one-on-one, or in a group setting. He can be part of a scheduled activity like an intergenerational event, music program, or used for visits one-on-one with family members, children, or friends. He can be integrated into physical therapy by being taken on a walk, or by occupational therapy by having his fur brushed and cleaned by a resident. PARO can be used as a comfort measure to alleviate discomfort, both emotional and physical. PARO can help keep a resident's focus and attention on their own nurturing abilities through feeding PARO with the magic bottle, which can reduce wandering. PARO is also a stress reliever for staff, as he brightens their moods and manages to bring about smiles.
In your lap.
Oh, he's heavy.
He is. He weighs a little bit.
How much do you weigh?
He weighs about 8 pounds.
8 pounds?
He feels heavier,
Yeah,
right?
that's okay. And that little nose. I don't want to hurt his nose.
You're touching it gently, so that's okay.
I hear you gurgling. Huh? Is that okay? Is that okay? I bet you could do that.
Isn't he cute?
Yes. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cute? That's so cute. That's so cute. Oh, that's so nice.
He hears you talking.
Oh, he does. He likes that.
He does.
doesn't
He likes you to pet him.
Look at that. Isn't that something? He does. He hears it.
Isn't he
I
soft?
can hear his vibration.
You can feel him moving?
I can feel his vibration. Look at that. Look at the eyelashes. His eyes so beautifully. He closes his eyes so nice. Eyelashes are pretty. Oh, you know how to close your eyes. So pretty. Oh my goodness, look at that. So nice. Oh, you closed them so beautifully. Nice, baby. Nice, baby. Nice, baby. You're a very nice baby. A nice corset. A nice baby. You even purr. You can even purr. Yeah. Yes, nice baby.
He's relaxing and closing his eyes and letting you pet him?
Yeah. Look at that. I can hear him gurgling. You like that, baby? Huh? Nice baby, nice baby. Nice baby. Ooh, I feel so good.
In the clip you just saw, the facilitator, Danielle, first sets the stage so the residents are comfortable around a small table. She brings PARO carrying him in her arms. She allows the resident to find her own voice as she explores PARO. With skilled communication techniques, she guides the flow of questions, picking up on words and asking questions that allow reminiscing to take place. The facilitator's skill is key. She begins tapping into the long-term memory of the resident. The facilitator is not rushed. She stays in the moment and is fully attentive to verbal and nonverbal cues. The other resident in this clip was passively engaged by simply observing what was happening. Her eyes are intently focused, the interaction is keeping her in the moment, and you can see her face light up, a smile outward, a change in her persona. You know that she is benefiting from the experience as well. Other helpful suggestions are to verbalize your own observations to the resident through either affirmative comments or guided questions. Paro seems relaxed now with you. Is he making you feel relaxed? You can ask yes or no questions to tap into feelings. Shared experiences can also be expressed. Whatever the resident is expressing is right. It's their experience that matters.
How's that? Okay?
Oh,
Oh!
oh, too soon.
He weighs a little bit, huh?
Something. This isn't just this is just go baked in. Was it for that short?
What's that?
Was it that short all the time?
Yes, he's a baby.
Sacrifice because we stay still. Oh, was it a black? Can I stand it?
She's back. I think she took a nap.
Do you have to use? If you have to be.
She wants some attention. She really does like that attention, doesn't she?
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Look at that.
Tickle her nose.
Oh, what some more of that? What does she have now?
She wants you to pet her.
Well, this, what do you have her?
There she is. There you go. Also joining us that day was Dorothy. Dorothy is very sweet, just very caring, very nurturing. Loves to touch, to be touched, loves to just all the girly things. She'll love for you to sit and do her nails, do her makeup, do her hair. She has a very supportive family who visits often, and her daughter actually joined us for the video that day when we were filming. And Dorothy is at a point with the dementia where she's lost most of her speech. So she'll talk, but it's not coherent. It's nothing logical. It's jumbled words. And what I found really a moment that sticks out and will probably be forever ingrained in me was when Dorothy was with Paro one day, and Paro was whimpering and he was crying, and Dorothy said to him, just very sweet, very nurturing, she pet his head and she said, "It's okay, don't cry." And that's something that, that's a moment you don't forget. Often with this disease we live for the moments, and those moments are unfortunately often few and far between, but when they do occur, you hold on to that and it's ingrained in you. That moment with Dorothy is ingrained in me. It's one of many, but that specifically, that she was able to find those words that often evade her so many other times throughout the day. In that moment she found them, and they were so accurate for what was going on at that point in time. And we're so fortunate to have Paro to allow us those memories. As I said, there's really not one negative experience that we have had with him. He brings always smiles. They laugh, and as he squeals and paddles his arms and swishes his little tail, I mean, they just get such a kick out of it. They love to touch his eyelashes, the beautiful long eyelashes, his nose. So Dorothy definitely is one who loves to just sit with him and to just pet him, to just hold him. Again, she's very nurturing, and you can tell in her family and their involvement that she was a very, very nurturing mother. And so that translates through to Paro, and she really responds well to just sitting with him and just enjoying him and spending time with him.
When Dorothy and her daughter shared time with Paro, her daughter commented that this was the first time her mother used words she could understand. The words were locked inside, and Paro helped open a window through which she could express them. Her daughter knew her language and understood what her mom was saying.
She wants you to pet her.
The words "she wants to be petted" are clearly understood. Many times we fail to see one's full potential when words are not expressed. Paro helped to facilitate this experience for both of them, and eye to eye in that moment a meaningful connection occurred. Two residents at different places in the disease process, but both able to benefit from the experience, their experience.
Oh, probably, sure. We had.
This is Paro. This is Paro. Can you see him? Can you see his big, round, dark eyes? You want to feel him? I'll let him sit on you. Let's put him on you, maybe. You can feel him. You hear that, Betsy? You feel? That's Paro. He's very soft. Betsy? Here, Betsy. Want to touch his paw? You feel that? It's soft like your cat's that you had. Can you see? Here. See, Betsy? This is Paro. Good feeling.
Remember me? Oh.
Can you feel him? He's talking to you. He's happy to see you. Do you feel him wiggling on you? Here, let's pet him. You feel how soft he is. So to tell you a little bit about Betsy and her history, Betsy came to us when Hurricane Katrina hit. She was living in New Orleans. She had a sister who she was very close to down there. She had also a teenage son, and she was diagnosed with early onset. And right before Katrina hit, she was placed into a setting similar to this in New Orleans. And when Hurricane Katrina hit, they had to be evacuated. And she has a sister who lives locally in Westport, the next town over, so she was brought up here, closer to her sister. And when Betsy came to us, Betsy was just full of energy and zest. Betsy loved dancing. Betsy loved music. She would stand up in programs and dance and sing. Betsy loved iced tea, and every day would ask for iced tea to where they had it stocked in the fridge with her name on it. Very, very distinct, very energetic, just a really great spirit. Loved animals. Any picture she would pass in the hall that was of an animal, she would always comment about it. Loved cats specifically. So I definitely thought of her in introducing Paro, just because of her love of animals. And also because, you know, Betsy, with early onset, has progressed pretty quickly with this disease. The person she is with us today is very different than who she was when she first came to us. What was Katrina, 5, 6, 7 years ago? And so she becomes a bit agitated, a bit anxious. She'll often call out or reach out and fiddle in her chair. So I thought Paro, combined with that calming effect and also her love of animals, that she would really respond well and benefit from him. And so we introduced Paro with Betsy a few weeks ago, and she definitely responded. You know, she made eye contact, she reacted to him, she laughed, she smiled, and I think it definitely brought back many good memories for her. And it was something that was comforting. And for those few moments that she interacted with PARO, she wasn't worried about anything else that was going on. She wasn't hearing perhaps the sounds going on in the facility and jumping or reacting to them. Having lived through Katrina and what she did, especially with dementia, I'm sure there are a lot of not so pleasant memories ingrained in her mind, and that might be why she reacts the way she does to different sounds and stimuli. So I think for those few moments with PARO, they were just great moments for her where she just was at peace, she was calm, she was engaged, she was smiling, and really had a positive experience that I'm sure carried through. Again, you know, with dementia, that feeling lasts. So you might not remember what made you feel happy. She might not remember PARO 10 minutes later, but she knows that she still had a feeling of happiness and peace within her.
In this clip with Danielle and her residents, Danielle shows us once again the value of not rushing and the benefit of the purposeful waiting. Danielle shows us the importance of knowing the past history of the person, their story, and uses this as she reflects with Betsy about her love of animals.
Paw, you feel that? It's soft like your cat's that you had. Feel him.
The soft fur might remind her of the cats she had. She uses and values deliberate waiting, giving Betsy time to respond. She goes slowly as she sits at eye level, non-threatening in her physical position, and finally you see the response. Betsy sees PARO, and the joy on her face shows us all that for this moment an emotion is touched, a person is reached, she is awakened.
Good afternoon. Guess I brought my friend for you to see. His name is PARO.
Hi, my friend, and you can even move your head.
Oh, he gave you a kiss.
I know.
He's giving you a kiss, Asa. It's like he knows the voice. You'd be surprised. He does.
Rubbing my face.
They are. Some of them are very close to them. They are. They're right. Look at that.
You're so pretty. Oh, you're so pretty.
He's picking on you, nobody else.
Oh, and then you start crying. What are you crying about? Nothing?
He's happy, Asa. He's very happy.
Yes.
He's happy to see you.
It made a big difference.
And then has eyes with long eyelashes. Well, I'm sorry, but I can't. I have to go next door soon.
Okay.
I'm
Asa.
sorry.
Why don't you give it to your neighbor over here?
Yes,
I love you. You're my friend. You are my happy friend. You are my sunshine. You make me happy because I love you and you love me. Okay, let's sing together.
My only sunshine, you make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Our next resident, her name is Asa. She was a seamstress growing up. She was from Scandinavia, and she had some exposure to animals previously. This is kind of something I had spoken with the families before implementing the use of PARO, just to kind of get an idea of what maybe to expect. She is also another one who's probably mid-functioning with Alzheimer's. She's alert. She's oriented to her name only. She does ambulate. She also has very high anxiety levels and very easily gets anxious. She was the second lady at the table in the group if we were going from left to right, and she's also the one that left, mid-group. Part of the reason for that, in my opinion, is we videoed after lunch, and that's normally when she takes her nap, and it's part of the routine. But her also, if you saw the interaction with PARO, she was very, very loving and, very affectionate and communicating back and forth. And also with the other lady, she's another one during activities that she's not always participating, can get up and leave just abruptly. And I think she spent an extended period of time for her parameters in this activity with this group of people.
In this video clip, the facilitators create a safe space, making it easy to touch, reach out, and pass PARO to one another. With skilled communication, the facilitators let the story unfold, as each person experiences the interaction differently, letting it happen. This is a beautiful demonstration of a successful group interaction. While individuals with dementia may be at varying degrees of the disease process and experience the disease in different ways, PARO manages to draw them all together into the experience. Everyone is bonding, they are singing together, sharing joy, watching each other interact with PARO, giving and receiving affection, and feeling a part of something very unique. Giving people the opportunity for emotional connection, bonding them together. One resident brings song into the group, and the facilitators move that song through so the group shares the experience, clapping, smiling, and affirming in one another in the joy of living.
Please don't take my sunshine away.
Here's PARO.
Thank you.
Want to pet PARO a little?
Want to
Pet him a little bit. He likes to be petted.
want to
He likes to be petted.
What shall I do?
Pet him. You can pet him.
Want to?
No, he likes to be petted.
Oh, I said, do you want it?
No. I'll visit with PARO later. He's here visiting you now.
Boy.
He moved.
Yeah, yeah.
He moved again.
Take it.
He moved again.
Hold that.
He moved.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but just hold it.
Hold it. I feel him. He's moving.
Yeah, I know.
You could give him maybe 10 at the funeral.
Patience.
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 The clip you just saw demonstrates the importance of embracing the wonderful expression of sharing.
He likes to be petted.
Oh, I said, do you want it?
No.
The resident Millie offers
visit with
PARO to the
later.
caregiver.
He's here visiting
Do you want
now.
it? He replies, no, it's for you. He takes his time and skillfully listens to her words, repeating them back to her. He moved. She was telling him what was happening. He repeated the word, touched the flipper, acknowledged what she was saying, and affirms her self-worth. This is one more opportunity for us to listen to the voices, feelings, and needs of individuals with dementia.
You're going to be a good boy, Max, right?
Do you want to see Paro? Vera, I'll bring Paro back in a minute. Okay?
Okay.
Vicky wants to see Paro. Vicky, this is Paro. Look at those beautiful eyelashes. Wow. Look at those beautiful eyelashes on Paro. Wow. And no mascara. Huh. Do you want to hold Paro? Do you want to hold Paro? Okay. Vicky
This
wants
clip
to see
illustrates a wonderful example of how
Vicky.
skillfully the facilitator listens to the
Paro.
nonverbal communication that his resident is expressing. Vicky speaks as she raises her eyebrows. She smiles, her hands reaching out to Paro while caressing him with closed eyes. Very moving. The facilitator, using skilled communication, not rushing the process, taking in all nonverbal cues and mirroring her behavior at times, allowing her to accept Paro slowly, deliberately, in her space and time. Without a word, her inner feelings come through with closed eyes and arms wrapped around Paro's neck. Relaxation and emotional comfort. In all of these clips, the emotional connections being made are most evident. This clip portrays the need for caregivers to set aside their own personal feelings and remarks about Paro. Training for everyone is critical to the success of integrating Paro into memory care units, also called memory care neighborhoods.
Die kann auch schreien, kann sie. Tolle, tolle. Ich bin richtig heiser geworden, so viel habe ich mitgesprochen. So viel mitgesprochen, dass ich kann ganz
Überanstrengen Sie sich nicht, Sie müssen nicht die ganze Zeit reden.
Nein, aber das hat sie gerne, habe ich festgestellt. Ja.
Dass man mit so einem Spielzeug spielt.
Ja.
Aber ist doch schön.
Ja. Hätte ich nie geglaubt, dass ich das so hinbringe. Ja. Hier begrüßt ihr auch schon gleich.
Ja, können sich da hinsetzen.
Ja. Der quiekt nicht, der fängt an zu sprechen.
Ah.
Kann ich das wissen?
Habe ich Ihnen gepackt, extra packen.
Wunderbar. Tschüss erstmal.
Tschüss, ja. Ja. Ist das nicht niedlich? Ist doch niedlich. Oh, aber Püppchen, so geht's doch nicht. Na, komm mal her. Ich nehme dich auf den Schoß. Ach, ja.
Ich mache das nur schon rein.
Morgen.
Vielen dabei.
Ja. Ja, komm mal her. Ja, komm mal her. So.
Angela Greller, ich weiß nicht, ob ihr uns schon gesehen habt.
Bleiben Sie mal sitzen. Ja, die Tante spielt.
Ja, wir sehen heute uns das letzte Mal vor Weihnachten in diesem Singkreis. Und zum Heiligabend wollen wir ja das erste Lied zusammen mit Instrumenten spielen. Klingglöckchen, klingelingeling. Und deshalb fangen wir mit dem Lied auch gleich an. Das steht auf Seite 12. Und die Instrumente werden schon verteilt.
Was? Ja. Auf Seite 12.
Auf 12?
Ja.
Ja. Ach, bis da ist doch alles klar.
Klinglöckchen, klingelingeling, Klinglöckchen, kling. Lasst mich ein, ihr Kinder, ist so kalt der Winter, öffnet mir die Türen, lasst mich nicht erfrieren. Klinglöckchen, klingelingeling, Klinglöckchen, kling.
Jo, prima. Das wurde immer besser.
Weil ich denke, wir würden dann nochmal üben, wenn Paro aufhört zu quietschen, weil sie konnten sich gar nicht richtig konzentrieren. Ne? Und wir wollen...
Ach, nun musst du ruhig sein.
Gestaltet immer, sollte aufhören im Moment. Langlegen.
Frau Körner, kriegen Sie Ihren Freund ein bisschen ruhig gestellt? Der quietscht so.
Das war die Antwort.
Naja, das geht aber nicht hier.
Nee.
Wir wollen ja hier...
Ich habe keine...
Da müsste man rausbringen. Wären Sie damit einverstanden, wenn wir den in Ihr Zimmer bringen?
Das kann er von mir aus kann er das.
Ja? Soll ich ihn auf Ihr Bett legen und dann singen Sie so mit uns?
Also singen kann ich sowieso nicht, ich bin heiser. Der hat mich schon heiser gemacht.
Ja, welche Lösung wollen wir denn jetzt anstreben? Mal hier reinsetzen, mal gucken, ob er ruhig ist.
Ach! Oh mein.
Jetzt will er schlafen.
Ah, ja.
Ne?
So.
Okay, dann versuchen wir das Lied nochmal.
Genau.
Wir sind alle ganz konzentriert dabei und denken dran, wann gespielt werden soll und wann nicht.
Klinglöckchen, klingelingeling, Klinglöckchen, kling. Lasst mich ein, ihr Kinder, ist so kalt der Winter.
Dass die Mandalen lachen, nicht? Wir lachen auch. Wir lachen ja auch, nicht? Ja. 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 Ich war eben nur noch mal schnell zur Toilette hergegangen. Ich habe so viel Spaß gehabt dran. Aber viele verstehen das ja gar nicht.
Ja. Aber manche verstehen das nicht.
Ach, gar nicht. Die meisten nicht. Die lachen da noch drüber.
Ja, ja. Die halten sich für verrückt.
Ja, ja. Aber das können sie ruhig sein und sagen, habe ich nichts drum.
So, Frau Körner, wenn Sie zum Mittag gehen,
Ja.
dann lassen Sie den Paro im Zimmer, ne?
Ja, ja, also auch jetzt, heute Abend möchte ich ihn eigentlich gar nicht mit runternehmen. Die sind schon wieder neidisch und so weiter. Viele sind komisch eingestellt. Also ich freue mich über so etwas. Aber viele können so mit solchen Sachen gar nicht umgehen. Mir hat es jedenfalls Spaß gemacht und das reicht mir. Was die anderen denken, da habe ich gar nichts drum. Die können ruhig über mich herziehen oder was, da habe ich gar nichts drum. Ich weiß, was ich kann und was ich bin und das genügt mir.
Und wie ist das?
Ärztin Frau Körner, wie reagierten die auf diese Einwände von den anderen Bewohnern? Also wenn das jetzt wenn jetzt gesagt wird, na ist die jetzt nicht ganz dicht oder so, kriegt sie jetzt
Die
mit?
sagen es ja nicht laut. Die sagen nicht laut zu Frau Körner. Also es wird so getuschelt. Wird getuschelt, genau. Und ich selber fand heute nervig, dieses Tierarbeit. Für mich ist die Frage, wenn ich schon den Impuls auf Singkreis setze, brauche ich da einen Roboter noch drin? Nicht passend. Nee, vollkommen ein Hundo. Wenn jemand mit einem Hund da reinkäme, der würde fiepen und würde keine Hundefachanstalt. Und dann würde ich genauso reagieren. Und wie gesagt, ich finde, Frau Körner gibt sich ein Stück weit der Lächerlichkeitspreis. Und da finde ich eine ganz schlimme Sache eigentlich.
Ja, das finde ich auch. Na, selbst wenn die sich nicht selber lächerlich fühlen, ist eben die Frage, wie werden sie denn gesehen von den anderen? Also für mich ist der gravierende Unterschied, wenn jemand, ich sag mal, eine echte Katze hat und die betuttelt und beschmust, gibt er sich nicht der Lächerlichkeit preis. Vor zwar einem Roboter werde ich definitiv nicht geliebt. Und wenn ich klar im Kopf bin, weiß ich das auch. Ich kann mir eine Zeit lang vielleicht was vormachen, wenn ich gar nichts anderes habe, aber ich werde von so einem Tier halt nicht geliebt. Oder von so einem Roboter nicht geliebt. So.
Vom Tier ja.
Vom Tier ja, vom Roboter nicht.
Das sind ja auch, also ich habe da auch moralische Bedenken. Wie gehen wir mit alten Menschen um?
Also das sehe ich nicht ganz so, muss ich sagen.
Doch, ich sehe das so.
Aber ich finde, wenn ich merke, das tut dem Bewohner gut, selbst wenn er desorientiert ist und wirklich nicht den Unterschied machen kann, ist das echt oder nicht echt. Aber wenn es ihm gut tut,
in einem geschützten Raum.
In einem geschützten Raum,
das ist das Entscheidende,
wirklich in seiner Privatsphäre, dann finde ich das vollkommen in Ordnung. Wenn er da wirklich was rausziehen kann und er ist zufrieden dadurch oder kommt mehr aus sich raus, finde ich das völlig in Ordnung. In dem Moment dürfte man, glaube ich, auch nicht so unsere Maßstäbe ansetzen, sondern wirklich mehr an den Bewohner denken.
Ja, aber doch nur
wie wir das so jetzt
an menschlicher Nähe oder menschlicher Zuwendung.
Das ist ja eine ganz andere Sache oder so. Mir wäre es auch lieber, wenn sie, was weiß ich, die Verwandten
das ist das, was ich sage.
Das wäre mir natürlich auch lieber,
Ja.
aber viele haben ja diese Zuwendung nicht.
Ja.
Der Unterschied, wenn ich jetzt ganz genau wüsste, dass Frau Körner das auch weiß, es ist letztendlich nur ein Roboter. Und alles, was an diesem Roboter an Leben ist, das ist das, was sie diesem Roboter einhaucht.
Also Herr Wiesenthal hat ganz klipp und klar gesagt, als wir darüber gesprochen haben mit dem PARO, man kann den Bewohnern schwer erklären, dass es ein Computer ist. Aber sobald dieser PARO angeschalten wird und der bewegt sich und die Augen und die Wimpern bewegen sich und alles, in dem Moment sehen wir das gar nicht mehr als Computer oder so, sondern wirklich nur als richtiges Tier und behandeln das auch dementsprechend. Und das nicht nur bei verwirrten Bewohnern, sondern bei Bewohnern, die auch relativ klar sind.
Aber das macht richtig Spaß mit dieser Robbe zu spielen.
Der freut sich schon richtig auf sie. Hoppala, gucken Sie mal.
Ja, da bin ich wieder. Ich bin wieder da. Ja. Ja, ist ja gut. Ich bin doch wieder da. Bin doch gar nicht so lange weg gewesen. Ist doch ein kleiner Scherz. Und für Mama die größte Freude, die sie je.
Robotic therapy is new in the field of healthcare today, and training is critical to the success of PARO. Caregivers should acquaint themselves with the inner workings of PARO and have some information about the residents' past experiences with pets. This is all a part of person-centered care. PARO is delivered in a special box designed just for him. This box must be kept in a safe, dry area in case he needs to be returned at any time to the PARO clinic. The PARO clinic is where PARO is sent for any repairs, maintenance, or general cleaning. The address is listed in your How to Take Care of PARO booklet, shipped inside every PARO box. There is a serial number, manufacturing number, also printed on this box, and you will refer to this number anytime you request PARO technical support. Let's get started by showing you how PARO will work. First, PARO needs to be charged. In the box, you will see an AC adapter. This is the battery charger for PARO. One end of the AC adapter is a plug, which we will place right into an electrical socket, and the other end is a pacifier ring with a removable safety cap. The safety cap has already been removed, and then the pacifier fits into PARO's mouth. Simple. Now we will wait. This will take about 2 hours to fully charge. You can always tell when he is being charged because you will see the light illuminated on the charger. The light will go off once he is charged. It's important to be mindful of placing PARO on a solid surface as he charges, a table or on the floor. Be sure he is lying on his stomach. Again, once when the light goes off, PARO is ready to interact. To activate him, we need to find the on-off switch. This is located behind his 2 hind flippers. You need to press it for 1 second. When pressed, you will hear a clicking sound. The button is not visible as it's under his fur, but you can feel a small bump with your fingers. When properly turned on, PARO will come to life. PARO will stay charged for 5 hours. This is the length of time the battery can support physical movement. But before we begin communicating with PARO, a few other technical pieces. There is a zipper on the underside of PARO, under which PARO's battery pack is located. Once again, his serial number is printed in the upper right-hand corner. In the lower portion on the right-hand side is his volume control, and you can adjust pressing the up switch to make it louder or down to make it softer. The entire battery pack should be replaced every 2 years, and specific instructions on how to do so are available in your PARO manual. A few tips for communicating with PARO. First, press the on-off switch for 1 second. Touch. Then gently pet PARO's body. PARO will respond to your touch when he is petted on his head, back, front, and hind flippers, chin, and whiskers. He will cry happily and express comfort. Vision. PARO can distinguish light intensities as well as flashes of light. Position. PARO can recognize if it's being held and the general position of his body. Vocalization. PARO can vocalize when he is touched or his name is called. Motion. PARO can express his feelings by moving his head, front and back flippers, and opening and closing his eyes. Temperature. PARO will maintain a warm body temperature, but if placed in a very hot environment, his movements may slow down. PARO will let you know when he is running out of energy and needs a battery boost. PARO will let out 2 cries, one after the other. This is a signal that his battery is low and needs recharging. When he has no battery juice left, he will immediately turn off. But even if PARO has lost all battery function, you can use him if he is plugged into the AC adapter. Just remember to turn him off and recharge him after. Keeping PARO clean. When cleaning or brushing PARO, always turn him off first. In between use, PARO can be cleaned with any all-natural based gentle toy cleaner, all-purpose cleaner such as Dapple or alcohol wipes. Spray and gently wipe clean with a towel. Wipe down PARO's fur with PDI Super Sani cloth or a comparable product. Avoid PARO's nose and eyes. Let his fur air dry as much as possible and then brush the fur. Remember not to use PARO in wet, steamy, or damp areas. Do not disassemble him. Do not place him near any open flames. You can sleep with PARO as long as he is turned off and not covered with heavy blankets or clothing. If the person has a pacemaker, keep PARO away from the person's chest. The AC adapter. Do not cover the adapter or place anything heavy on top of it. Do not wet the adapter or use it near open flames. If there is a thunderstorm, unplug the adapter. 4 basic PARO principles. PARO facilitates human connection and emotional responses. PARO responds to and accepts everyone just as they are. PARO bridges people of all ages together. PARO gives people the opportunity to care about something, giving love and receiving love. If we can improve a person's quality of life, then shouldn't we explore everything? Emotions and feelings matter. There are many things in life that will catch your eye, but only a few that will catch your heart.